Hey everyone, it's Melinda with Tailored and Teal, and welcome back to another video. If you're new to my channel and just clicking on this video and seeing my face for the first time, my name is Melinda and I am a part-time online reseller and I sell on Poshmark, Mercari, and eBay. I have been reselling for 4 years, so I'm headed into my 5th year of reselling, and I have done my own taxes every single year. I mostly sell clothing, shoes, accessories, occasional hard goods, discontinued items, and vintage items. I did try Amazon for a few months and I definitely did not like it, so I am solely sticking to those 3 platforms currently. I do have a sleeping dog in here. Her name is Piper and she is a snorer. She has a very short nose. She's a Boston Terrier. I'll put up a picture over here. So if you hear her snoring in the background, I do apologize. I will try to talk over her as much as I can. I'm sure that you know by now because you probably saw the title, but in this video, we're going over things that you as a reseller should be keeping track of in order to make your taxes easier. Now, to preface this, I am not a tax professional. I am not a CPA. I am not an accountant. I have not gone to school for any of this. I do not have any licenses. So just to be clear, I will not be telling you how to do your taxes. I won't be talking about deductions. I won't be referring you to who you should get your taxes done with. There are licensed people out there that go to school for this. And if I were to give you the wrong advice, I could be penalized. So this is solely off of number 1, my own research, and number 2, years of me doing my own taxes. Now, I do have another part-time 8 to 2 job in the corporate America world. So when I file my taxes, I have a W-2, but then I also have to do my self-employment taxes as well together. Another thing that I'd like to mention before we get started is that I know not everyone's reselling business is the same. Some of us only sell on 1 platform, some of us sell on 10 platforms, some of us do Amazon. So these are just going to be the simplest things that you should be keeping track of. This is not a comprehensive list by any means, so make sure that you're doing your own research when you're doing your own taxes for your own business. So with that being said, I highly recommend that you keep a spreadsheet of some sort. It does not have to be fancy. I have spreadsheets in Google Docs, which is free if you have a Google account, and most of us do these days. My spreadsheets are personally very, very simple to use. That's how I like it. That's how my brain works. But I know other resellers who do QuickBooks and who do other accounting software that help with their business. You do whatever works for you and whatever you're comfortable with. Another thing I recommend doing is keeping track of your sales when they happen or when you pack up those sales. I was getting into a bad habit of not recording my sales in my spreadsheets until like the end of the month, and then there were things that were either returned or canceled and I forgot to log them or take them out of inventory. And thankfully, I have a what sold video that I go over every 2 weeks on this channel. So while I'm literally packing up the item, I'm marking it in my spreadsheet with all of my fees and commissions and everything like that so that it's done, I know it's there, and I know that it's correct. So don't wait until the last minute. Certainly don't wait until the end of the year to do all of your expenses and everything like that. Try to keep up with it as much as you can. I go over my bank account once a month and enter in anything that I've purchased, whether it be shipping supplies, anything on Amazon, wholesale, like all of that I do on a monthly basis. So the first thing that you should be keeping track of is your inventory. I think that this is kind of a given and kind of common sense, but I felt like I had to mention it. Again, my spreadsheet is literally the description of the item, how much I paid for it, and the date that I purchased it. But I also do keep a separate spreadsheet of all of the purchases that I've made. So unlike my inventory spreadsheet of being individual amounts, this list is specifically like, I went to Goodwill today and I spent $97. I sourced from shopgoodwill.com and here's how much I spent. So I do keep another running tally of that because number 1, I like to see how much I'm spending on inventory, and it is helpful for when you enter those things in your taxes. I would say it doesn't really matter how you do your inventory, whatever works for you, as long as you're tracking everything that's coming in and everything that's going out. The next type of thing that you should be keeping track of is your commissions or your fees. So this includes Mercari fees, this includes Poshmark fees and shipping discounts. This also includes eBay fees for your promoted listings, your final value fees, and also if you have a store subscription fee, you should be keeping track of those. I have an individual spreadsheet for each platform, so Mercari, eBay, and Poshmark, and on each of them, it's the name of the item, the day that I purchased it, how much I purchased it for, how much it sold for, fees, and then any shipping discounts or any other relatable fees. I just have a simple formula that calculates my net profit after that. Like I said, I keep it very simple. I'm not great with like equations and I'm not super great at math either, so keeping it simple is important to me. Next, you want to keep track of your mileage. So anywhere that you go that is related to your business, to the post office, to Walmart to get packing supplies, to thrift stores, to flea markets, wherever you're going for the purpose of your business, you should be keeping a mileage log. Now you can log your mileage several different ways. You can use a variety of free apps on the iPhone or Google Store. The most common one that I know of is Mile IQ. I don't know if it's free because I've never actually downloaded it, but I'm assuming that it must be because it's very common in the reselling world. And I'm sure that there's plenty of others out there that are free that can keep track of your mileage. You could also do it old school and just use pen and paper. Write down the date that you're going somewhere, how many miles it took you and where exactly you went. And then at the end of the year, you can calculate all of that. You could also take pictures of your mileage when you get into the car versus when you get out of the car to wherever you're going and keep those photos in a folder. That's a good idea. Or you could do the method of what I've been doing for the past year, which is using all of my receipts to calculate the mileage at the end of the year. I don't really recommend this though, because if you forget a receipt or you don't know where a receipt is, then you can't really calculate where you went. One of my main goals this year is to get better with my mileage, and I probably will just be doing it old school, pen and paper from now on. But one thing that I do recommend for everyone is to keep track of your mileage at the beginning of the year. So whatever your odometer says at the beginning, and then also keeping a track of what it says at the end of the year, because that may be important when you're doing your taxes. All right, so mileage is out of the way. Next, we're going to do business travel expenses. I don't really travel far to go to thrift stores and things like that. At most, I might go an hour or two, but I know plenty of people in the reselling world who actually will travel to a different state to go thrifting. So you want to keep track of your airfare, your hotel, if you have a car rental, any parking fees or tolls that you encounter, and also any of your meals as well. Next, if you have a storage unit or you rent an office, you want to keep track of all of those expenses. So your rent, any fees that you go through, and I would also make sure to keep your contracts with your storage unit and your offices if you are to sign one. The next type of item that you should be keeping track of is any business licensing fee. So if you are an LLC or a DBA or whatever it may be. I know it's different from state to state. So any application fees that you paid in order to have that license, and also keep track of any business insurance if you have any on your inventory or if you have any in your office. Next, we're going to go over communication expenses. So this includes internet services. I'm sure like 99% of us use internet on a daily basis. In fact, I'm pretty sure that 100% of us use it because you have to have the internet or some type of data service in order to list items on Poshmark, Mercari, eBay, Amazon, all of those. So definitely if you use the internet at home for your business, whether you're listing from your phone or your computer, keep track of how much you pay per month. And also something to keep track of with the internet is how often you use it. So I'm sure if you have home internet, you're using it for personal use and also reselling. So try to keep track of how often you use that internet so that you have a good idea of like what the percentage is that you use for personal versus business, and also your cell phone. I use my cell phone for about 85% of my business. That's listing, that's researching, that's filming my YouTube videos. The only thing that I really use on my computer is to ship items because I have a Dymo that can only be connected to an actual computer. So I do everything on my phone. So keep track of how much you've purchased your phone, if you get an upgrade and you're paying monthly, how much extra data you use when you're out and about thrifting and you don't have access to the internet, any extra protection that you get on your cell phone because it's for business, things like that to keep track of. The next little umbrella we're going to go over is advertising. So this includes business cards. I know most of us buy business cards, have business cards created, or write thank you notes. Also web advertising. So if you have any Google ads, or if you have your own website, if you do any Facebook ads, any promotional items that you purchase for giveaways, whether it be on Instagram or YouTube. Also any brochures, mailers, or flyers that is promoting your business. Also, if you have your own website to sell your inventory and your items, how much it costs to create that website, and also how much the hosting is each month or quarterly or however you pay for that. Also, if you paid someone to create a business logo for you, keep track of that. Also, any marketing emails. So say you send a newsletter out, but you're also promoting your business, come and shop my closet for 25% off. If you pay a company to create those marketing emails, keep track of that. Also, any package design fees. I know some people will get personalized poly mailers, which I think is pretty cool, or personalized stamps with your business logo on it. Keep track of those fees. And then lastly on my list under advertising is any bumper stickers, door hangers, any thank you cards that offer the customer a promotional discount on their next purchase. Basically anything that is promoting your business that you are physically handing out. Next little category we're going to go over is business and office expenses. So there are a lot of things that can go under this category. Number one, computer accessories. So if you need a new mouse, if you need a new power cord, if you need a new mouse pad, something like that. But also keep track of your bigger purchases. So if you purchase a Dymo label printer or a Rollo printer or a Presidium gem tester, or say your laptop broke and you needed to purchase a new one, those are considered assets, so definitely keep track and receipts of those items. Next is reference books or guides for your business. This also includes classes or courses that you take. I know a lot of resellers who put out courses for people to take to learn how to source, learn how to look for inventory, etc., etc. Anything that is furthering your reselling career, keep track of that too. Cleaning supplies. Not only does this include cleaning supplies for your actual office, but also cleaning supplies for anything that you process. So anything to clean shoes with, anything to like laundry detergent, stain treating things, sewing kits, things like that that you have purchased specifically to use for your inventory. I realize I'm doing a lot of this. I hope this is not annoying. Next is any photographing accessories that you have for your business. So I am filming in front of a ring light. I also have a tripod that my iPhone is standing on. Any umbrella lights, if you have a light box. Also included in office and business supplies is your clothing racks that you have to hang your inventory on before you can process it. A steamer, maybe extended warranty on that steamer. The bins that you put your inventory in, hangers that you hang your items on, etc., etc. The list kind of goes on that one. This can also include any business memberships that you have to superstores. So this includes Sam's Club, Costco's, BJ's. Say you have a membership specifically to go get packing supplies because their packing paper is super cheap at BJ's. Keep track of those expenses. Also, you can keep track of any office decoration. So for example, if this wasn't a gift from my fiance for our anniversary, I could have listed this in my expenses as decor. And also I see a lot of people during their live sales have those like fluorescent lights with their name up there. That's the kind of decoration that you want to keep track of as well. I wouldn't necessarily think like a plant would be decoration, but then again, I'm not a CPA. I don't really know, but I definitely think that something like this is something that you could use as an expense. Also keep track of any apps that you use for your business. So for example, I use Photo Room. I used to pay monthly for it, but this year I decided to just pay the whole amount up front because it's a lot cheaper that way. And I literally use that app every single day in order to make my pictures have that crisp white background. It is worth every penny. Say you use another photo editing app, or if you have a YouTube channel and you use your phone or an app or the software in order to edit those videos. This also includes sharing and cross-posting services. So I use Poshmark VA in order to share my Poshmark Closet and also relist and delist items. But if you have Vendoo or List Perfectly or My Reseller Genie or Prime Lister, there's a whole bunch of them out there. Keep track of those monthly payments because those are things that are making your business successful, hopefully. Next, under the business and office expenses is any shipping supplies that you have. So poly mailers, poly bags, tape, boxes, box cutter, shipping scale, packing paper, bubble wrap, those kind of things. And then the last thing under business and office expenses that I have on my list is any Dymo labels, any ink for printers that you use, and any fragile stickers, or again, a thank you sticker with your business logo on, things like that you should be keeping track of as well. And then the last little category that I have to go over are legal and professional fees. So any tax preparation fees, any accounting fees, say you have an accountant who does your books on a regular basis, keep track of those fees. Also, professional memberships, if you are a member of the Chamber of Commerce or another networking association. And also keep track of any bank fees that you incur. So either to have a checking account with a specific bank, if they charge you monthly, if you get any overdraft fees, if you have a fee for having a business debit or credit card, things like that you should be keeping track of. Now, I am going to reiterate that this is not a comprehensive list. All of our reselling businesses are different, but I wanted to go over some of the most common expenses within the reselling business and things that you should be keeping track of. And hopefully this information will help you be more prepared for tax season. And a short little story before I let you go. My first year of reselling, I really had no idea what I was doing with taxes. So I compiled all my information. I basically took out exactly what TurboTax was asking me for questions, but I wanted another person to look at it. So I went to my local H&R Block office. The person that I got, and it wasn't even just the person, it was the whole office, because they pulled in a few other people to look at my numbers. They didn't know anything different than what I had already provided them, and I paid 3 times the amount that I normally would have just by doing my own taxes on TurboTax. So lesson learned on that one. But again, do what you're comfortable with, do what is good for your business. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. Again, I am not a CPA. I will not tell you how to do your taxes. I probably won't really even answer any questions about your taxes, but I hope that you found this information useful, and I do appreciate you tuning in. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Bye.